guys, Jason here from Indie Corner. So I've been going around indie touring through LA since we're here for E3, and I stumbled across Yacht Club Games with Nick with me here. Nick, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing here today?
Well,
just resting out from E3, right?
Yeah, a little bit is recovery from the past week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was all E3, and a lot of that was just walking around, going to meetings, checking out games when we could. And right now in LA, for whatever reason, it's crazy hot. And so just being outside is like just
So this isn't normal weather?
No, no. Like, I mean, it was like 101 or something on Tuesday. So like that's not normal. At least for me. I try to stay inside.
I was cooking. I'm like, frick, California's hot.
No, it's not okay.
So how'd you guys like E3? Was it a good time?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had a lot of, I mean, like I said, most of it was meetings for us. Yeah. Just talking to various people with different goals in mind. But we saw a couple cool things. I got to see Cuphead. I mean, everybody's talking about Cuphead, but I got to meet the guys doing that. I got to see a really cool Smash Brothers clone called Rivals of Aether, and the guy doing that. And that sounds weird because it seems like there's a lot of those out there, but it had a really good hit detection, and the characters were really readable and attractive in their pixel form, and it was neat.
What platform was that on?
That was on the Xbox. It was over hidden away in the Xbox One corner, and that was cool. And I also hung out with some of the guys from Rare. We checked out their Rare replay and saw the big like life-size Battletoads. Or they had Rash there, and we all took pictures with him, and that was pretty fun.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I didn't get much chance to go to Microsoft. I did go see Cuphead. That's definitely a game I'm looking forward to. Love the old style. What really surprised me was Mad Max. I don't know if you got to play that.
No, I didn't.
So awesome. Like, you basically are free to roam into a desert with your car that you soup up and you just destroy stuff.
I mean, that sounds pretty accurate to what it should be.
So you're driving, you got like your harpoon, and so in the demo I was chasing like a convoy, and then you're just like harpooning things off. You can like pull people out the window as you're driving by them. That
sounds fun.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I like it when games like that are just focused on just doing the dumb thing that's fun, and not too much in the heavy-handed storyline.
For sure. So has it been pretty crazy for you guys? Like since Shovel Knight has launched, we've just been constantly hearing you guys pushing out updates. It's just you're always hearing about Shovel Knight and also all the cameos. So
yeah. I mean the cameos. Yeah, we did the ports to their platforms, and with those came the Kratos and the Battletoads. And yeah, that's a lot of work to put in like a cameo like that, because it's a whole boss fight and a whole animation set, and like those are big characters. You know, Kratos he took forever to pixel, and that's what I typically do pixel animation, and he took forever to do because he's just a big ball of anatomy, and he just takes some time, you know. Yeah. And so he was a challenge to get going, but we did that, and same with the Battletoads. Like they're skinnier versions, but they still are. They're pretty posy, and so it took some time to do, but
it worked out pretty good. I found he was so charming, Kratos. I was like, I want a game with like Kratos in this style.
Yeah.
But did you find PlayStation and Microsoft were like? Did you have a lot to answer for? Like, would they look over the art, and if it didn't represent them enough, they kind of had the final say, like, no, you need to tweak it more? Or
actually, they were pretty good. I mean, I was surprised how like working with both of them was very easy. With the Microsoft side, we worked with Microsoft and Rare was, we met with them actually for lunch this past week, and Craig, the guy in charge of Rare, he said that like usually we get stuff like this and it takes a lot of revisions, but you guys did a really great job and just kind of like nailed it the first time. And I was shocked to hear that, because we also have gone through that where we have revisions on what people do with our artwork and in terms of like merchandising and stuff. And it's always a process to like get it going and do that. So I really, really appreciate that they were able to kind of see our efforts as good the first time and surprised, honestly. Yeah, so that went really smoothly, and same with my Sony. Like Sony was really helpful with just like giving some backstory, giving some tips on like what to do with certain visual elements, and but in the end they were really cool with everything we were doing, and really excited. And it was cool to like excite people with their own IP. You know, like we were bringing this like weird thing to them of their own ideas. Yeah. And they were loving it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Of course, I guess it's very flattering. In a way, it's like fan art. You're providing them and that's always flattering. So how is the DLC coming along of Plague of Shadows? And
it's coming along really well. Last Friday, we hit our alpha, and so internally we have all the systems complete. You can play it start to finish. You can play as Plague Knight and do all the things that he's going to do. We kind of talked a little bit about what he actually will do while we were at E3, and he actually is going to combine stuff to make his own bombs. You're going to feel like an alchemist as you play, and it's really coming along. So we hit alpha last Friday. We'll hit beta soon within the next few weeks, and then after that we'll be hopefully out soon.
Nice. And I think I missed it. You guys were out at PAX East demoing. Was Plague of Shadows out there demoing?
Yeah.
I actually missed you guys on the show floor. It was just such a huge crowd there. But how was the player reaction to the game?
It was surprisingly good. We were a little nervous because Plague Knight. So this update, Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows, centers around playing as Plague Knight in his own adventure, his own storyline, his own mobility, his own gameplay. But as a result, he doesn't have the basics that Shovel Knight does. So Shovel Knight is a very basic character. He runs, jumps, bounces on things, and then hits them with a shovel. Right. Plague Knight, though, is a little more complicated. He has a double jump. If he has bombs that you throw, and when you hold the button down, you throw it and you hold it down, and then he flashes. And if you let go, he explodes forward and through the air. And so you have this third jump. You have a jump, double jump, and then an explosion. And then as you're throwing bombs in the air, you're kind of slowing down. And so there's all these new rules of mobility that we were a little afraid that people wouldn't intuitively grasp. But people were doing it. People were really getting it and really enjoying it and going fast and sailing through screens without even touching the ground. And it was awesome. It was really surprising, honestly, but it was really cool.
I gotta get my hands on that. That sounds good. I love that kind of mobility through it. And looking down the line, what do you guys think you're gonna be heading towards next after the Plague of Shadow?
Well, Plague of Shadows is a big one, and after that we still have our battle mode, gender swap, which we're calling body swap. We are doing Spectre Knight and King Knight, and they have their own campaigns. And challenge mode. The initial challenge mode is going to be packed in with Plague of Shadows, so you'll be able to play as short little levels that challenge specific aspects of those characters. You'll be able to do specific Shovel Knight challenges and specific Plague Knight challenges. And those will be coming in with a new update, but we'll be continuing to add more challenge levels as we do more characters and stuff. Okay. So there's a lot of just Shovel Knight 1 happening. And after that, we don't know. It's all up in the air. We haven't even thought about it. We're so honestly internally focused on Shovel Knight 1 that it's hard to think of anything else. We have some ideas, but they're just not. They're not even worth talking about because they're just conjecture and very very basic.
The Shovel Knight universe, or you're talking a whole new IP?
I mean, even that is up for debate, or up for discussion. It would make sense to leverage our tech and the IP that we established to do a new Shovel Knight. But I mean, we could also just get tired of that and want to do something smaller or else, entirely. Yeah. So it's sort of up to what we feel like when the time comes.
Of course, that's the great thing about being indie, right? You can kind of just go and do what you want. In terms of the boss campaigns, like Plague Knight and all that, how much meat are we expecting to learn? Are we talking full fleshed out campaigns similar to Shovel Knight's campaign, or a little bit?
Well, it'll be in the same levels, but each level will have its own branching path that you take specifically as Plague Knight that sort of focuses on his mobility during that time, and there will also be new story and new ways to interact with the same areas. Maybe he's not a hero, so people aren't going to react to him the same way that they did with Shovel Knight. Yeah. And so you'll walk into an area and maybe you're not let in because you're a bad guy. Right. Yeah. And so you have to there's going to be certain twists on that. And so what's cool is that we can twist the expectations of what the player has already played and then say, this is what Shovel Knight saw, but this is what Plague Knight gets to see. And so it's a whole different set of rules and expectations and some new characters.
All right, Nick. Well, I mean, thanks. I know you guys are really busy here, so thanks for taking some time for chatting with us. And looking forward to seeing Plague of Shadows.